Well, why don't you just go ahead and start and talk about just kind of how quickly this opportunity came together, and how many teams were interested in you, and ultimately what led you to choosing the Saints.
First, I want to say, hey, Lauren, glad to have you on. I had a couple teams that were interested. The decision kind of came down to a couple of reasons. I got the chance to play with some great guys. They've already had a great culture of playing defense here. It's close to home, which kind of makes sense for me. It means a little bit more when you're kind of playing for what they call the home team. I kind of got that same experience coming from college. When I started out at Georgia, ended up finishing up at Mississippi State. So, and pretty much, coming here, I look at the defensive backs who play here. They all pretty much have had success, whether they're here or whether they've left. So, excited to be a part of, the culture now.
Johnathan, congratulations. Can you just talk about the fit you'll bring to the secondary?
I'm essentially here to just find how I fit in, to do what I do best, be myself and just compliment the guys around me, just try to make everybody better pretty much every day. That's all I look forward to doing.
Johnathan, you were teammates with Derek Carr. Have you, first of all, have you talked to him a little bit before getting here?
Yeah, I talked to DC a few times. He kind of helped persuade me to come here as well. He said, the thing he wants to do is win the South, and go on and try to bring a Super Bowl back here to New Orleans. So I'm on board with that. So, which is part of the reason why I joined.
We've talked to Derek, obviously, and not to just focus on him, but what is something that the Saints are kind of getting out of him in the locker room, and you in the locker room as well, with you two guys being in there now?
Just team first guys, putting the team first, no matter what happens, if that means us coming last, at the end of the day, it's all about winning, that's all that really matters, and with Derek, he's a positive guy, same for myself, and Derek is going to bring things that, people don't really think they need in their life. Derek has this confidence, and it's within himself and his game, and it comes from above. So, God kind of leads the way for Derek, and, it has been a very bright spot for me in my life as well.
Johnathan, you mentioned kind of playing for the home team. Were you much of a Saints fan growing up?
Of course. Come on, who that? I'm right down the street. Like, how could I not be?
What's your
my favorite memories were I came to a game. I saw Aaron Brooks. He threw a touchdown to Joe Horn, and I actually got the ball from that.
You still have it?
Do you remember?
You said what?
You remember who the Saints were playing that day?
I really don't. I think it was the Falcons. I want to say it was the Falcons. It was a home game in New Orleans. My parents brought me down. We was there pretty early. Got to see, like the warm-ups and kind of how things worked out. And I just remember I was screaming at Joe Horn, like, I want a ball, I want a ball, I want a ball. And he finally scored. He jumped up and just gave it to me. I'm probably have to bring it the first day of work.
I was gonna ask, you still have it? Where do you keep it?
Of course. My grandma has kind of like a cabinet of all my like accomplishments and accolades, and she put up. So I'm pretty sure if I go talk to her, she has it.
Hey, Jonathan, have you talked to JT Gray much? I guess you all overlap a little bit.
Yeah, JT is my guy. I look forward to going out there competing with him every day, and going flying around, making some plays on special teams with my guy.
Hey, Johnathan? Yeah, hey, Johnathan, what are the last couple of years been like for you? Just kind of going to a couple different teams, and what are you kind of hoping to show here in this next kind of phase of your career here?
Well, I only bounced around the last few months, so it wasn't necessarily years, but the past couple of years have taught me a lot, kind of growing up, being in the league, learning how to play, how to be a pro, how to go about my work every day. Bouncing around kind of taught me, the ins and outs of how the league actually works, because I don't think a lot of guys do know, as if when you get cut, you get put on waivers and you don't really get to choose where you go, teams get to claim you. So these were all things that I really didn't know, so it kind of showed me the business side of it outside of football. But, coming here in New Orleans, I just look forward to just maximizing my opportunity and every opportunity they give me and making the most out of it.
That was kind of one of the things I wanted to ask you about, was that, was it nice actually getting a chance to choose where you went next after going through the waiver process a couple times?
Yeah, it is, but essentially for me, it really didn't matter. All I need is a jersey and a chance to put on the cleats again. No matter where that is at. And I'm just more grateful that I got to choose it to be closer home to my family, so they can actually drive down and see me play more.
Johnathan, when you go through the wave process, how humbling is that, and how much more hungry does it make you now?
I mean, I don't think you ever lose the humble or the hungriness in this game. I mean, it's a business. I mean, so, you learn not to take anything personal. They made a decision not to bring me back because, they felt as if they wanted to go in a different direction. I respect that, so nothing humbling about it. I just respect the business for what it is. Like I said, I come back, with the mindset of always trying to better myself every single day and make the most of every opportunity. So the hungriness is never left.
Hey, Johnathan, you're kind of known for your physical play, man. Where did that style sort of come from? Is that just how you grew up playing the game, or?
I mean, I think that's just how the game is simply meant to be played. It's a physical game. Otherwise, they have other sports for you to play, basketball, football, where, they give you you barely touch somebody and they call foul. Those were not games that, were made for me. I like to, put my hands on people and kind of, dominate the game.